Not sure if anybody's there yet, but just in case, wanted to say good morning to everybody. I'll just be here and wait for some people to show up. Sounds like Ingrid is here. Good morning, sunshine. Since this is my first time I'm using the system, I have no idea how to tell who's around and who's not. Oh, I see someone. Hi, Bronkika. I see you're here. Good morning, sunshine. You can use the chat to talk to me if you'd like to. Feel free to ask me any questions. And by the way, Bronkika, just going back to the question that you asked me about the notes on my blog, I actually forgot to give you another piece of code to go with the code that I gave you last time for my Sunday coffee with Anna. That code that I gave you should be obviously hardwired into your theme, but when you type up your post, what you do is you basically just make your notes, the headlines that you would like to become notes, you make it H3 heading, and that's what makes it a note. So you basically end up using H3 headings throughout your post, which is perfect for SEO. So I hope that answers your question a little bit more as well. Can you please let me know if you can hear me okay? Can somebody type up something letting me know, yes, I can hear you loud and clear, so we can go ahead and start. Where's the coffee? Hello. There it is, sunshine. Where's yours? I hope you've got it. Anyway, I can see some people joining us. Good morning, everyone. This is Anna with Traffic Generation Cafe. Oh, good job, Bronkika. Coming to bug you this morning about traffic generation and just see if you have any questions for me. It's about 8 o'clock. Chat is very slow, says Bronkika. I wish I knew what to do about that. I think it just runs behind a little bit by a few seconds, but that's okay. As long as we can talk, that's good. So, boys and girls, here I am. It's Sunday morning. Here's my cup of coffee, and it's nice and steaming. Good morning, Yvonne. So good to see you. I'm glad you were able to make it. I was actually going to mention you in my broadcast today, so glad you're here. Anyway, so we are getting more and more people online, and I'm going to wait just for a couple of more seconds to start chatting. Let me tell you, this has been quite an experience for me, just venturing into live broadcasting. I'm usually the gal behind the screen. I'm not good person to person, believe it or not. I prefer computer, that's why I'm on online business, but this is kind of fun. I'm getting used to it and I like it, so that's wonderful. Anyway, so, hey Ben, good morning. Wow, we have all kinds of corners of the world here, Australia and Ireland. Welcome, guys. Bronkika, I don't know if are you still in Eastern Europe or are you here in the States now? 11 p.m. Ben, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Italy, good morning, Yelena. Is it Elena? That's how I would say it in Russia. Okay, so Bronkika is in USA right now, in Georgia. Wonderful. Good morning, Rona. I'll have to put my glasses back on. I can't see anything without them. Sorry. Anyway, so here's the deal. I'm going to talk a little bit just to say what I wanted to say about this morning, but I want your questions. As you have them popping up, anything you wanted to ask me, just let me know and I'll try to address it at the end, okay? So let me start first of all with a question that Alan asked me yesterday, and his question was, must one have multiple blogs in order to make an income with affiliate marketing, or is it possible to generate $200 to $500 per week with one or two blogs? The short answer is absolutely possible, and I would definitely focus on only one blog. And the reason for that is that your affiliate marketing only becomes useful and profitable when people trust you. There's no question about it. For instance, Yvonne from Ireland is online, and I got connected with her a couple of days ago when she ended up purchasing the Blog Summit conference via my affiliate link on my blog. And after I said hello to her and thank you for doing that, she sent me notes saying that the reason she did it is because of my content and what I offer at Traffic Generation Cafe. She has seen the banners on many other blogs, yet she came back to me to purchase it from me. And that goes to show that if you have the content, if you have the readership, you will get affiliate sales, and that's just about the only way you can make money from blogging with affiliate sales. With that said, there's absolutely no way you can run more than one blog very well. So don't spread your attention thin. It will just it won't work that way. Focus on one blog, make it exceptional in many ways, and then that will work for you as far as affiliate sales and just generating income in general. And this basically leads me into what I wanted to talk to you about, and that's how to create your own economy. So what do I mean by that? We all want an online business. That's what we're here. We're here to make money. It's easy to create a business, but it's very difficult to create a profitable business online, despite of what many gurus, many network marketing companies would like to tell you. You most likely already know that it's not a cinch, it's not an easy thing. So is it possible to create your own economy and be successful online? Absolutely. Is there a perfect recipe? No. I can only share with you what my recipe was. Most of you do know that I started Traffic Generation Cafe in July of 2010, so it's barely about, 7 months live at this point, and it's been a success. What made it a success? I'm not quite sure. I can guess and I can tell you my experience with it, but the truth is I have been in businesses before and they were not very successful. So it's all about trying, it's all about trial and error, figuring out what it is that works for you and your readers and what it is that you can offer to them that stands out. And that brings me to my point number one. I have 4 steps to creating your own economy, and the first step is make your offer irresistible. No matter what you have, whether it's blog or static website, e-commerce website, you have to stand out. You all know it because the reason you come to some of the blogs that you love is because they stand out, whether it be the content, the personality, the friendships that you developed. It's still something that draws you back into that website, and usually it's something irresistible about it. I call it an irresistible offer. And usually in blogging it's content, most likely. You can have the fancy design, you can do anything you want to, but without the content you will fail. So let's see, how do you make your content irresistible? What I would suggest you do is basically just pull out a piece of paper and a pen and brainstorm for a week. Go to other blogs, see what works for them. Why do you think Pro Bloggers is famous and it works? Why does Copy Bloggers work? Why does Traffic Generation Cafe work? Figure it out. But don't be a copycat. Write down those ideas and come up with something original that will work for you. Originally, what I did with my traffic generation cafe is I went for traffic generation thing because this is one area that I was lacking in knowledge in, and this is one area that every webmaster, no matter what niche you're in, you need to know about is traffic generation. Also, I saw there's not much competition in the market as well. So find something that you personally want to know about, because let's face it, blogging is a long-term commitment, and you need to be able to keep blogging on the same topic for, say, more than a couple of months. So it better be something that you like, you're passionate about, you know something about. So, and then the second part, the niche is the first part, and the second part is how do you wrap it in a package that will be attractive to your readers? How do you stand out? What is it about you that will attract your visitors, your readers? So that's very important as well. So again, take a piece of paper and brainstorm for a week. After a week, you should have a fairly good idea of what it is that you think, how you can stand out, and what kind of content you can write that can make a difference. If after a week you don't have that, maybe you're in the wrong business. I'm sorry to say, but you have to be creative. You have to find your niche when you're online. So again, point number one, make your offer irresistible. Number two, once your content, once your offer is irresistible, it's all about traffic. You need to find ways to generate more traffic to your site than the next guy, than your competitor. So how do you do that? That's all I talk about at Traffic Generation Cafe. You can see there, you can find step by step what I have done to generate thousands of unique visitors per month to my cafe within 7 months. So for me, again, social media is still the best. Networking is still the best. Search engine marketing comes while you're doing all of that. It definitely works, but you need to keep your attention on people first. Networking always comes first. So the second point is traffic generation. You need to get more people than the next guy. Third, I'm sorry. You need to give your leads, your subscribers, your readers more opportunities to buy from you, because let's face it, we're all in business. These days, day and age, visitors, and let's face it, we are the same. We come to a blog and we expect a lot of free content, a lot of value for free, and we don't expect to pay anything for it. Well, that's not how it works. I'm in business at Traffic Generation Cafe. So are you. We're in business to provide value. Yes, first of all. But else also, while providing value, we're in business to make money. And our readers need to know. We don't need to be pushy about it. But hey, our readers do need to know that this is a business. When you send them an email, most of you are probably on my email list, and the first email that I sent to you says, this is a business. I will market products to you sometimes. Now, mind you, the products that I market to you are the ones that I tested, the ones I know the work, and I trust them wholeheartedly and use them for my business. But I'm still marketing them to you. So if you like my content, and I do focus on my content a lot just for that reason. If you like it, if you think I provide value to you, buy from me. There are plenty of affiliate links out there, plenty of people that are selling the same products. But the end is buy it from me because of what I provide for you. So your readers need to know that. They need to know that you're in business, and they need to know that you have affiliate links around, that you trust those affiliate links, you trust those products, and you would love for them to buy from you. And point number 4 in all of this, you need to learn how to recycle your profits faster than the next guy. What I mean by that, I've been in business with Traffic Generation Cafe for 7 months. I'm not making any money. Let me clarify, I am making money, but whatever I make, I put right back into my blog, into the products, into the education. And put it right back there because I want to not make just $200 to $500 per week. I want to draw full-time income from my blog. And in order to do that, I need to learn how to be more efficient, how to utilize the best products, the best knowledge out there to help me grow my blog even faster. Because let's face it, I don't have 2 to 5 years to start making, a couple of $100 a week from my blog. I want it done as quickly as possible. That's the only way to survive online, is to do it efficiently and quickly. That's why whatever I make through my Traffic Generation Cafe goes right back to do research on affiliate products to make sure that what I offer is something that I would personally use. To get more education. Yes, you can learn just about anything for free through forums and blogs these days. But let's face it, nobody's spilling the beans for free, or too much anyway. Maybe I do on Traffic Generation too much, but still, there are many nuggets that I take away from paid courses, paid ebooks that I love purchasing and getting into, because I almost always learn something new from them. And if I don't, I publish that on my blog and I tell you exactly which products didn't work for me, like I did a couple of weeks ago, and I got a lot of feedback on that one, of course, as well. So anyway, how do we create our economy? We make our offer irresistible. We make our content irresistible, number one. Number two, we drive traffic as much as we can. We learn everything about traffic and we'll bring in more traffic. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. I get a lot of these questions. For instance, recently a jewelry website. How do I drive traffic to my jewelry website? I have no idea. How do I drive traffic to my dance classes website? You can't just go to social media and say, hey, here I am, I'm selling jewelry, I'm doing dance classes, come and see me. No, you can't. You have to find the targeted audience. It's all about where the people that are hanging out that might be interested in your product, where do you find them? For instance, let's take the jewelry website. So I go to the website and it looks like any other jewelry website out there. Before I even go there, I'm thinking, I don't really need any jewelry. The point is, you bring that customer that doesn't feel like they need any jewelry, to bring them to your website, and you make your website so irresistible, then they say, I didn't really need any jewelry, but this looks wow, I have to have that. That's how it works. Now, there's no magic bullet in how you make that work, because that's up to you. That's why I'm saying brainstorm, look at other websites in your niche, see what they're doing well, see what they could be doing better, and put that all together in your website and make sure that you make your customer feel, potential customer, feel like they have to be here, they have to buy from you. And then you have to find where they hang out. So let's say you have a jewelry website. Obviously, women probably most likely would be your main target. You need to kind of sort of see what the age group for your specific target market will be. And if you need to know more information, last week on my Traffic Generation Cafe, we talked about it in one of the posts by my guest blogger, Liz McGee. She talked a lot about target audience, how to find yours, and also at the end I mentioned a free tool by Google. It's called Ad Planner, and that will help you tremendously to find that niche market. So you need to see what the age group, what their interests are, and then you go online and see if you can find those websites. For instance, to the person who had the jewelry website, I suggested that she goes to cafemom.com, because that's a great place for moms to hang out and get to know them and bring them to her website. But then again, she needs to wow them, so there's always that wow factor. So I'm talking a lot. For a person who doesn't like talking, I'm talking quite a bit, huh? But that leads me into what's coming next on Traffic Generation Cafe this week, and it's all about content. It's all about how do you make your content irresistible. And you know me, it's never about theory, it's all about practical advice. I tell you how I write on a daily basis for Traffic Generation Cafe. I'm a horrible writer, self-confessed. But you probably could never tell by the way I write on my blog. And I tell you how I overcome those issues, what I do step by step to efficiently make those posts, just to, to let them come just like that. I used to spend 3-4 hours per post, and that's after I had an idea for a post already. So now I can crank it up, sorry, in about an hour or so, which is pretty good for me. So anyway, we'll talk about that. We'll give you some practical advice of how to come up with good ideas for your blog posts. We'll talk about images, how to find the best images for your posts. Also, we'll be talking about Blog Hacker series. This is a series that 4 bloggers have been doing. My blog post will be the last installment in it, and I'll give you links to the first 3 as well. And the point of that series is every successful blogger has a hacker in you, because hacking is not about stealing somebody's passwords and hacking their accounts. It's about having the brilliant idea, stepping out of the box, breaking the rules, and making it work for you. So how do you do that and be successful at it? I'll be talking about that on Thursday. And also on Friday, my blog audit Friday, Lisa from thefriendlyblogger.com has volunteered her blog for my blog audit Friday. And the reason I chose her blog, besides the fact that she is a top commenter on my blog this month, is because her content is great. Lisa, your content is great. What I wanted to show you is how to wrap that content, how to make sure that your search engine optimization works, how to capture your reader's attention after you already have your content figured out. So that will fit right into my content marketing week on Traffic Generation Cafe. So, hey Lisa and Ingrid, I see that you are all here. I just wanted to see if... Hi Jane, good morning. 7 in the morning your time. You're welcome. Sounds like you need a cup of coffee now, so I need to start talking. I need to start drinking. Hi, hello. I'm just wanted to see if you have... Hi Ding Nang from Singapore. I wanted to see if you have any questions. Any questions out there? I'd love to hear them. Okay. While I'm waiting for questions, let me go over the questions that I did have at my blog over the weekend and the questions that I wanted to address this week. Give me just 1 second. I need to get back to my blog and figure out what questions it is that I will be talking about this week. Just 1 second. Let me take a sip of coffee as my throat is getting hoarse just about. Let me tell you, I should have been a little bit more prepared, but that's okay. I'm sure you'll forgive me. I've been up bright and early this morning trying to not stress out about this broadcast. Okay. So let's say we will be talking about image sources, what I use for my Traffic Generation Cafe, where I find those cool images, because images are very important. That's one thing that draws your attention to your post. It's not only about the great content. Facebook comments. How do I embed Facebook comments on my blog? Let me tell you why this is so important. When somebody posts a comment on my Traffic Generation Cafe, in the Facebook comments page. What they do essentially is they post a link to my blog post on their profile, and of course all their friends can see it. So now all of a sudden my message gets exposed to so many more other people. So it's a great tool to get your posts out there, and I'll tell you exactly what plugin I use to make that happen. It's called Facebook Comments for WordPress. Just look it up in the plugin directory, and I had a bit of a problem installing it on my site initially, but hopefully you won't. If you do, ask me a question, I'll help you figure it out. Oh, my cat is here to support me. Hello, Sasha. Anyway, so what else? Oh yes, I got a question from Frika from Germany, and she was asking about thesis theme benefits. And again, how do you choose the right theme for your blog? Many of us use or used to use free themes, and per se there is nothing wrong with it. But the problem with themes in general is they have to have good coding. The bones of any theme have to be healthy, because if they're not, then as search engines crawl your blog and they see all those codes, code errors. Sometimes they can decode it and pass through it, but sometimes they can't. And mind you, you have only a couple of very short time with a search engine on your blog, because they have to crawl so many websites on a consistent basis. You have to make sure that the path is clear for them as much as possible. So your coding, your theme coding, is very important. That's why I choose a thesis theme on my blog. And again, this is not a plugin for thesis theme in general. There are definitely other themes out there with healthy coding. I just don't use them. I don't know what they are. So I can tell you about thesis theme and why I choose that. So I will be talking more about that in this Sunday coffee post that I will publish right after this broadcast. Again, content writing. I had a question about how do you manage to write daily for Traffic Generation Cafe and guest post on other blogs. I will go into detail on that. Had a question from Dennis about keyword research. Sounds like he's not keen on that, and yet I always say that that's an important part for your link building. Why is keyword research important for link building? Because if you just simply build links to your blog without the anchor text in them, then the search engine will say, well, other blogs or other websites are linking to this particular website, but we don't really know, because there is no anchor text attached. We don't know what your website should rank for through all those links. I hope I'm making myself clear. But anyway, anchor text is basically designed to narrow down the focus for search engines to those particular keywords and get your site or blog ranked for those keywords. So yes, you do need to do keyword research for your link building before you do any link building, so that you can use those keywords in your anchor text. But there's a lazy way of doing it. I sometimes use SEMrush, and I will post the link on my blog for that. Basically, to look up my competitors. Let's say I want to rank for traffic generation. Duh, of course I do. What do? I go to SEMrush and I check out the blogs that are already ranking for that, and I see which keywords they choose to rank for. And I assume that they have done their keyword research, and I basically just borrow those keywords from them. So that's a lazy way of doing keyword research. But either way, however you do it, you still need to do it. So that's very important. Let's see. I already told you what's upcoming on Traffic Generation Cafe, and I will post as usual the schedule for the week. Let's see. Oh, your puppy is sleeping on your lap while you're listening to the broadcast. I think my voice is so soothing to all the animals. My cat is sitting right here with me. I know my coffee's getting cold too. I'd better drink it fast. Robin is asking me, what has been one of my greatest resources for building your blog? Hi, sweetie. I have my little girl here. You want to come say hello? Here's my little Sleeping Beauty princess. Say hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. My husband is out of town on family emergency, so it's just the two of us, and she just couldn't stand away from me for too long. Anyway, sorry about the distraction. I hope it's not too bad. But anyway, getting back to your thank you, to your question, Robin. What has been one of my greatest resources for building up my blog? Networking. It's truly networking. Whether it's social media or other blogs, you have to network with other people, and that's what builds you up. You have to bring other people who are already trusting you, because you have provided them with free content on social networks, or you've commented on their blogs before. You have to build that up before you create all those relationships that will become the greatest source, the greatest drive behind your blog. Right now, I do very little link building because I don't have time for it. But what I do is I answer all of my emails. I answer all of my comments, every single one of them. And sometimes I can get up to 100 comments per day. So yes, that's a lot. But that's why people come back to me, because they know that their questions will be answered. They know that I care about them. So that's very, very important. Networking is the driving force behind the blog. And thank you, everybody. I do think my daughter is incredibly great, and she is definitely something. So let's see. Let's see, any other questions? Yes, networking can be offline as well, but I don't do it because I don't think it's very efficient. It's very... Thank you, sweetie. I think it's very time consuming. Not that it cannot be done. There are plenty of offline conferences that I'm planning on going to. A lot of networking, like a lot of blogging conferences go out throughout the year. So pay attention to those. Yes, it requires some financial investment because you have to fly into somewhere. You have to book a hotel room, but that would be the greatest offline networking that you can do, is to go to those blogging conferences, to go to your company conferences. That would be a great investment into your online business. By the way, just to mention, there is a blogging summit that is coming out in February. The tickets are currently still half off until next Thursday, and you will see the banners all over my pasted all over my blog, and it's because I absolutely love the people that will be presenting. And the best way to learn blogging is for people who are doing it successfully. So a lot of bloggers will be there, social media I'm blanking out right now. Social media expert, examiner, I'm sorry, blog will be putting the Blog Summit conference. Darren Rouse is going to be there. A lot of people from different companies like McDonald's, Southwest Airlines, people that are doing it on a daily basis will be there and teach us how they're doing it. And the best thing is that it's all online. You don't have to fly anywhere from that. So I definitely highly recommend you check that out, because that's the best education, the best networking you can do for your blog. Lisa is asking how many people reading you and linking you to some high authority stuff. Well, right now I have, last time I checked, I have about 11,000 readers in January so far. So that's pretty good, and it's growing. I have started to be linked to many high authority blogs that I actually have never even heard of, but that have Alexa traffic rank in 5,000. One of them was Small Biz Trends, something like this. Anyway, basically nothing that I do at this point to spread my content out there. People are finding me and coming to me. For instance, I've been contacted by Kissmetrics, which is a fairly large corporation doing online tools. Very well known. They contacted me to see if I can test drive some of their tools and add them to my toolbox. So as you do your networking, as you grow, people will start coming to you, and that's true. There's at this point there is very little that I do to draw in some of that traffic. Good morning. I'll take it, sweetie.
Will you put inside of it?
Yes, my daughter made me a card. It's beautiful, sweetie. Thank you so much. Again, she has to be with me this morning because my husband is out of town taking care of his family in New York. So let me see. I know there are a lot of questions here, and I will go through them at the end of the broadcast. I may not get to all of them here, but I will answer them on my blog later on today. So let me see what questions I can answer right now. A lot of comments on my daughter. Yes, she is incredibly great. Ding Nang from Singapore, I believe, says, my chat is being constantly refreshed and I'm having a hard time getting to your comment. Hi Anna, I've been reading your blog for some time. I love your content. I know there must be a lot of readers to your blog, but probably only a few are taking action on what you teach on your blog. So how you get those passive people to take action? Good question. I get asked a lot, why the heck do I tell people all the secrets? Sometimes people will charge you big money for things that I do for free, like my blog Audit Fridays, like just generally the advice that I give on my blog. And the point is that I provide that for free for people that will use it, because out of those 11,000 visitors that I've gotten so far, very, very few of them will actually use and follow through on my advice. And you know what, folks? That's why the business is not flourishing. That's why I hate to say they'll never make it, but that's what it will come down to. Only if you actually take action on what you read. So here's advice. Stop reading blogs. Not my Traffic Generation Cafe, of course, but pick, let's say, I give you a challenge. Pick 5 blogs in your niche that you absolutely love, that provide you a lot of quality, a lot of value. Stop reading everything else and just visit those blogs and focus on taking action on that. Don't just read it, don't just file it, read it later. Don't bookmark and think, I'll come back to it next time, because you won't. You won't have time to come back to it. Read a blog post and do it. This is one of the things that I'm doing this year, is I'm doing everything with a purpose. For instance, if I have an email in my box and I know it will require my attention, it's a content email of some sort, I won't open it until I know that I have time to actually sit down and follow through on it right there and then. Because if I open it, I glance at it, and I'll say I don't have time for it right now, I'll never do it. So this is very important. If you read a blog post, make sure you read it at a time when you have time to follow through on it, because without taking action, nothing will ever happen. So that's very, very important. Let's see. I just took my glasses and, of course... Oh, Jack Humphreys' Friday traffic report. Dan, really? He mentioned me at some point? I didn't even know. See, here's another thing that is very important. I know that a lot of you are starting to mention Traffic Generation Cafe in your posts, and I absolutely love it, and I appreciate it. Thank you, baby. And I love it and appreciate it. But if you don't place the ping back to my blog correctly, I will never see your post. What do I mean by that? A lot of you like to link back to the main homepage of a blog when you mention that blog in your post. I have written a post on that before, and many of you have read it, and you stopped doing it. If you link to the home page, I will never get your ping back, because you only get pingbacks on specific posts. So forget linking to my homepage. Pick a post, any post. Usually a relevant post would be better, but if you just want to link generally to my blog, choose the latest post and link to that. So that way I can get your ping back, so that I can come back to your blog and see what you said, because I love it when I'm being mentioned. Whatever blog it is, I love it. I will come back, I will comment, and that's how you bring traffic back to your website through pingbacks, is by mentioning specific posts, not just a blog in general. So there's so much going on here, guys. I just absolutely love all this conversation. Thesis. Bronkika is asking about thesis and if I design my blog. Originally, first time around, I did design my own thesis blog, but when I started Traffic Generation Cafe, I found a designer that was able to do a lot of designing for me. He charged me about $197, which I thought was pretty good. But Bronkika, here's a good thing about thesis, is there are a lot of semi-custom designs that you can purchase, and it's about, usually they run maybe about $60 on average, I think. For $60, and they're called thesis skins. Basically, it's a semi-custom design that you upload to your thesis theme, and it makes it much easier for you to customize because it's already semi-custom, and they add a lot more functionality to your thesis theme. And all you do is just maybe add your headband or something like this, and it's amazing what you could do with a good thesis skin. Ask me later. I have a few very good ones that I would highly recommend you use, because they're good for monetization. They already have ad placements, so they're really good for the blog. So I'll definitely give you some links for that. Let's see. Definitely, Elena is saying that it's she's trying to do her best to say something useful on my site, and that's what it comes down to. Can I recommend a designer? That's a tough one. Currently, no, I can't, but I'm looking for designers. The guy that designed my blog, he kind of just basically went missing, and I have recommended him to other readers, and he's not responding to their emails and whatnot, so I cannot recommend him anymore. But I see some recommendations here. Matt Hodder, I don't know who he is, but let me do some looking into that, because here's the thing about design. You can find a great design for about $2,000. Do you have $2,000 to put into your blog? Probably not. I don't want to spend that kind of money. So we need design quality along with a good price. I'm getting some names here coming through, like Alex Fraser. He does thesis skins. I know my friend Hisham from famousbloggers.net does thesis skins as well. He does some designing, and I definitely highly recommend him. Naomi Niles and Intuitive Designs. I have a lot of names here, so I'm definitely going to go through them and take a look, and I'll probably make a post from your suggestions with the designers that you recommend. So that would be good, I think, because all of us might need some design tweaking here and there. So definitely a good topic to talk about. Guest blogging. You know, ideally, I want to publish a guest blog post per day, but I can't. So I hate to say no. Sometimes I have to, though. I would love to guest post for you, but frankly, until your blog gets a lot of traffic and a lot of readers, it simply does not make any sense for me and it's just honesty for me to guest post for some of the blogs, because my time is, everybody's time is very limited. So when we choose guest posts, we need to be very careful to guest post for blogs that are a step above. Not that we can't drive traffic from blogs that are not quite there yet. We absolutely can, and we should. But for the most part, we really do need to focus to bring traffic from blogs that have more traffic than we currently get. That's what it makes. I know, Lisa, honesty, sometimes it's a great thing, but sometimes it's not very good either. Anyway, let's see. We are down to 45 minutes now. The questions are pouring in. Yvonne is saying that this week on irishmoms.com will be a follow-through on Anna's advice week, which is great. I would love that. Again, you know, when you write anything about me, make sure that you link back to me. I'd love to visit. I'd love to give you some links as well. Let's see. Well, I think we're going to wrap up at this point. Jane is asking, am I talking about me posting guest posts or having others post on my blog? No, I'm mainly talking about me guest posting for other people. Anybody, and I mean anybody, if you're brand new in blogging but you have great content, come and guest post for me. This is a great way to bring all of my 11,000 unique visitors back to your blog. So write a killer article, come back to my blog, and submit it to my blog for my review. I may have to make some corrections. I may have to send you back to the drawing board, because let's face it, we all want killer content, and you want killer content when you do guest blog posting, because if your guest post is not all that great, what's the point? There won't be any traffic. So make sure your guest post is incredibly great. Come back to my blog and submit it as a guest post, and I will definitely take a look at it. Yes, it has to be in my niche. It has to be concerning traffic generation, but you can talk about anything you want to. You can talk about blogging in general. You can do social media traffic generation. There are a lot of things that I talk on my blog that you can blog about, Jane, and you can still bring traffic back to your site. So looks like this chat room is taking off. You know what? I'm not sure if this chat can still go on even when I sign off, because right now we're going on 45 minutes, and I definitely want to embed this broadcast into my blog. And that's my cat waving his tail into the screen, covering my camera. Sasha, go away, please. Anyway, so thank you, everybody. Here's a cup of coffee going to you. It's nice and cold at this point because I've been talking too much. Loved having you all. And again, I will go through the questions that you've asked me. I will mention them on my blog. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day, everyone. And I shall see you around definitely next Sunday. Same place, same time, and throughout the week on Traffic Generation Cafe. Thank you, everybody, and have a good day.